100 million, I'm still in a grind. It's looking bad for Teofimo and Triller. We got to get realer and talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. More bad news for Tuesday night. We got J-Lo, Teofimo Lopez. Yahoo Sports confirmed. Link in the description. Triller, head person of Triller, Thorsten Meyer, tells Yahoo Sports that Triller will not promote the Lopez Kambosos fight. They already spent millions, multiple millions, trying to get the fight on. In the words of Mills Lane, let's get it on. In the words of DMX, let's get it on. They've already spent multiple millions trying to get the fight on Lopez Kambosos. This is part of a much larger story coming soon to Yahoo Sports. Boom, you never know. Ego, use some words to describe Teofimo's fight with Kambosos. Disastrous, cancerous, preposterous, a complete and utter mess. What else y'all want me to say? Now, this is a bad look for Teofimo Lopez for multiple reasons. Teofimo Lopez boldly went out on a limb. He started, after he beat Lomachenko, he went out on a limb and said, I'm the best ever. I'm taking over for Floyd. I'm bigger than Gervonta Davis. I'm only doing $5 million minimums. I can't be beat. These guys need to step it up and fight top 10 people. I'm pretty sure that's what he told Devin Haney instead of fighting him. And for his mandatory, George Kambosos, he's just been waiting in the balance for this fight. Now Triller's coming out and saying, hey guys, we not even doing the fight. We lost a bunch of money screwing around with y'all. You not the truth. That's basically what they're saying. So Triller is basically saying Teofimo takeover is cap, because there's nobody in the world of business you have to think like a businessman or a businesswoman. There's nobody in business that's going to leave business on the table if they already have a partnership or an agreement or a deal, if there's money to be had together. So this is an enormous blow to Teofimo's ego, no pun intended. And it shows he doesn't call as many shots as maybe he thought he did after he beat Lomachenko. He's clearly not bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank, you have never ever in life seen Tank Davis go through these struggles of trying to make a fight, where they said Tank was going to fight Mario Barrios, and we had to wait months upon months to get an actual conclusion of when and if the fight is going to happen. I could, but I'm not going to, because my time is money. But the mishaps that have happened with this fight are outrageous. At least 5 date switches. The fight, I think so many people have lost interest in the fight altogether, where they're not even paying attention. They don't even know all the details or remember. This purse bid was like February 2021, and it's almost February 2022. We still haven't seen Teofimo. We still haven't seen him back in the ring. So hell of a way to capitalize for Teofimo, David McWaters, Teofimo Sr. We got J-Lo and Top Rank. Hell of a way to capitalize on the momentum that Teofimo had. Now, he did a good thing when he fought Lomachenko. He had been calling out Lomachenko. He got the better of it. Lomachenko was off to a very sluggish start, didn't really throw many punches for about 6 rounds. And yet and still, Teofimo, there was rounds where Lomachenko came on, but Teofimo did his thing, and I thought he closed sharp at the 12th round, hurt Lomachenko, and he was the new champion. But all the stuff that Teofimo said it just can't be quantified and qualified at this point. He said he was undisputed. Now they're talking about either Kambosos or Teofimo possibly losing the belt, maybe restarting the purse bid, all kinds of stuff. We know he's not truly undisputed, despite what Mauricio Suleiman says, or Teofimo, because by the actual Webster's dictionary, look up the word undisputed. That means non-contested, uncontested, no dispute, without question. There's a lot of questions regarding Teofimo and Devin Haney and why they haven't fought, and the whole mess that the WBC has made with the lightweight division, particularly in this scenario, as far as how many belts. You got Devin Haney and people, because of the WBC and Mauricio Sulaiman's decision making, they anointed Lomachenko the franchise champion. They said it was non-transferable. And then when the Teofimo Lomachenko fight was discovered, then they switched their own rules again. And they said, hey, guess what, guys? Even though the Canelo belt, when he became franchise champion, was non-transferable, and even though we told you Lomachenko's belt and status as franchise champion was non-transferable, we're going to switch it. Now the winner of this fight with Lomachenko can become the franchise champion, which I told you earlier in this video, that person was Teofimo Lopez. So you can see they're making up the rules as they go. And in the meantime, Devin Haney has been given, again, the short end of the stick. That's just one example of it, right? So yeah, you have a clear dispute between Devin Haney being a WBC full body champion and Teofimo. In addition, Devin Haney, I could do this all day. Devin Haney didn't get the Lomachenko look. Teofimo won't fight him. He could have just fought instead of all this Kambosos shenanigans, and now Triller says they're not even doing the fight. This is just a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Imagine if Bob Arum, David McWaters, Teofimo Sr. and Jr., if they just came to the table, worked with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn had already come out publicly and said, we got a great big offer on the table, $5 million or whatever the number was. It doesn't even matter. But Eddie Hearn publicly said that he wanted to make Devin Haney versus Teofimo. And it wouldn't have had all this additional, because Triller wouldn't have been involved. There wouldn't have been all this other stuff, barring maybe if Teofimo really had the Rona. That'd be the only thing. But everything else that happened was poor planning and execution on behalf of Triller and Top Rank and all that. So Teofimo, he should have just fought Devin Haney and he wouldn't have to deal with any of this. Now he's becoming like a laughing stock with these recent turn of events. You were wearing Triller t-shirts, you were wearing Triller hats, and you were trillered out doing backflips, saying you're levitating, you left the ground and goodbye world, and you're the $6 million man. And now you ain't, I mean, if they're saying, if Triller's saying they're no longer involved, then guess what? That means they defaulted. They have no faith that you're bankable like they thought you were. See, and I said this from the beginning. I am the greatest when it comes to boxing talk. I told you guys, I said, Teo will not get X amount of dollars. And then the purse bid came out and it looked like he came really close to the amount I said he wouldn't get for this particular fight. And even though I was right and he didn't quite get that amount, he came close. And then I told you in those old videos in February when the purse bid happened, I said he was going to probably regret going against Todd DeBuff and being unprofessional and Top Rank. And they overpaid, Triller overpaid for the Kambosos fight. $6 million, you have to understand the economics of boxing. That's not a $6 million fight. It just isn't. You know, it's a cool fight, but it's not worth that amount of money. Just to give you guys further perspective, Deontay Wilder years ago, when he was WBC champion and he was going to fight Alexander Povetkin, the winning bid for that was a little bit over $7 million. And that's for a heavyweight against a bronze medalist and champion in Wilder against a gold medalist in Russia. So they were willing to pony up. The reason that fight didn't happen with Povetkin, obviously, is because he failed a VADA test and the fight was canceled because he had meldonium. So when you look at Wilder and his stature and Povetkin's stature those many years ago, and that was worth 7.1 million, let's say, it was a little bit over $7 million. How on earth is Kambosos Lopez worth 6 million and change? And I told you that didn't make sense to me. And now you see it doesn't make sense. That's why Triller, they were looking for a way out. It's like a fighter quit. Triller did a Victor Ortiz. Hey, I don't know, dude. I just don't think I'm too young to be getting beat up like this. Triller did like Victor Ortiz versus Marcos Maidana. You're literally talking to a tree, bro. They did a Victor Ortiz. They quit. They were looking for a way out. When the going got tough, They were looking for a way out because they see that Teo and his dad and David Big Waters sold the product, and he said he was the money man because he beat Lomachenko. And like I said, the great Ego Stradamus strikes again. I told you, they were banking on Teo being bigger based on what was being said. That doesn't make you the A side because you beat Lomachenko, right? Orlando Salido beat Lomachenko before you in his second pro fight, and he didn't become this blockbuster cash cow. So what are we talking about? Actually, he fell off and disappeared probably after the Lomachenko fight. Oh my gosh, I got to be the greatest. So in closing, Teofimo oversold himself. Triller believed the hype. Keep in mind what I told you. This was before Triller obtained the Versus battle, which have been pretty popular. This was before they obtained Ice Cube's The Big Three basketball tournament, which has a cult following. And they were looking for content, and they overbid on Teofimo based on his big win that isn't as big as he and his team sold it out to be. And then it created this dissonance between Top Rank and Teo, and then Teo got big-headed like, oh, I'm taking over the world, and was wearing Triller's hats and said, I'll work with anybody, PBC, DAZN, Triller, Top Rank not treating me right. And then now Triller's out of it, and it's just a hell of a way to destroy somebody's momentum. Teofimo was well on his way to becoming more and more popular, but now by the time this all ends with Triller defaulting and backing out, who knows what happens next? Who knows who he fight? Does the Kambosos fight fall apart? Is it Isaac or Isaac Cruz? You know, does he just move up to 140? Who knows now? So they've completely shot Teofimo's momentum, any momentum that he had. Let me know how I did in this video. Subscribe, like the video. I'm out.